Welcome back, campers. This is the Cousin Camp Podcast, fourth episode. I am Chris Dunn, and I am joined by my cousin, colleague, and friend, Colin Fitzgibbon.
Hello?
It is a pleasure to be back in the saddle, so to speak. We are covering a good amount of topics today, full of weekend festivities. A lot has been going on, um, including the Super Bowl and the crazy weather we've been having. First, we'd like to say we are on Spotify. Stream us, listen to us, subscribe to our YouTube page, Cousin Camp Podcast. We really appreciate the listens. This is the
Well,
domain for education, enlightenment, and overall a good time. So, we're looking forward to you joining the party and the camp. So, Colin, take it away. How was your weekend overall? It's a lot of things going on.
man, great weekend, Super Bowl weekend, but also went camping up in Huntsville, Texas, which is north of Houston, where I live. And wow, what a great experience. It was my first time hunting. It's my first time camping this year in 2021. So it was a lot of fun. Um, just bought a new tent, bought a new sleeping mat, I should say, um, sleeping bag, and couple cold outdoor weather blankets, and I definitely needed them because it ended up getting down into the high 30s overnight on
Hmm.
Saturday, which was pretty crazy in Houston, especially. Like, who would have thought? But we did eventually get a pig, and that was crazy. What an interesting experience that was, just being involved in my first hunt and just being right there and seeing someone take one out and tracking it and cleaning it and
Was
just
it like a boar, like a huge pig? Like how big was the pig?
yeah, it was like a, I guess we call them wild pigs in Texas, but I guess they are kind of hogs
Hmm.
or boars. Maybe not a full size boar, but more like a hog. And it was big, like maybe like 3.5 4 feet across. So like, like a middle school age child, but like a couple 100 pounds, like, and definitely quicker than you think.
Hmm. Yeah, hunting, as you know, is really big up in this area, and given that you guys were out in the wilderness and everything, did you have to keep a low volume before you went out to hunt the game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're up in the blinds, you have to be as silent as you can and just patient. But it's kind of funny, like the way we ran onto this pig. Like it was by pure accident. It was just kind of mid morning Saturday or Sunday, I think. Maybe it was Saturday. I can't remember. And we were literally just scouting where we wanted to even go.
Hmm.
And I'm just like looking at my buddy. I'm like, dude, we gotta stop. There's a pig like 30 feet from you.
Oh, you spotted it.
Yeah, and sure enough, like I spotted it through the brush, and
Oh, nice.
I was like, if you go, you can get it right now. And he hit it, but because I guess he didn't have good visibility, he didn't get it super clean, but enough that it was a kill shot. But uh, it ended up running like another 50, 60 yards into the brush, into all these thorn bushes and shit. So
Hmm.
it was a pain in the butt getting it out of there. But
I can imagine.
definitely just crazy experience. Like, just it was probably the like sheer dumb luck more than anything. Like, because when we actually went in the blinds and hunted, we didn't get anything, and it was just being in the right place in the right time and getting after it.
That's the name of the game. I have never hunted. However, Colin, I feel like you would make a very good hunting partner if, since you spotted the only wild animal like throughout the day. That's pretty big, especially for your first time.
Yeah,
Um,
lucky.
so,
Uh,
I'm glad you mentioned that, Colin. You know, that's a nice segue into our next topic, which sort of kind of has something to do with wildlife. There is an organization that I fully support. It was introduced to me by the Smith family. I'm wearing my Smith Motor sweatshirt right now. It is called the Elks Club. They cater to different charities. One charity in particular is the Food Project for troops overseas. That's been a common theme, you know, throughout our podcast, and you know, I made sure to give canned goods to our wonderful soldiers making the huge sacrifice. So, I just a message to all our listeners: if you have any time to, you know, donate to Wounded Warriors, give canned goods, you can send it to the Elks organization. They are located in Hackettstown, New Jersey. So, I just wanted to shout them out.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm glad you did that, Chris. And maybe this is jumping the gun into a segue towards a later topic, but it's always, a little bit emotional for me when I, see them do the Star Spangled Banner or the national anthem before a big game or a big event. And, you got the troops, tuning in from abroad. And,
mhm,
they're there day and night, man. So,
that's true.
yeah, it's definitely I love your advocacy. I love the charity, and yeah, we should continue to send that good message and goodwill as much as we can.
Hmm. Absolutely, yeah, no doubt. I wanted to just go over my weekend a little bit. It was a little bit more of the same. It was just a typical weekend for me. A lot of chores to do. It's been snowing like heck. Shoveled a little snow, and I've been doing a lot of that at work. You know, during the week, and so I did that. Shoveled the sidewalk a little bit. Did a little laundry. I had the opportunity just to sit down. I was, you know, watching YouTube videos, and I happened to come across the video of Drake talking to his dad, like through some kind of streaming platform, and he motioned towards like the documentary he was watching, which was a Miles Davis documentary, and that kind
Love
of
my
piqued my interest a little bit. I got into that. So I started watching that on Netflix. I was probably like more than halfway through it, and Miles Davis is quite an interesting guy, especially if you're into the jazz genre.
For what
Um,
period, Miles? Was this like a comprehensive documentary, or was it like in the '60s and the '70s? Like when was it?
it it's pretty much a
Okay.
biographical, you know, cumulative documentary overall. You know, starting from his childhood all the way through his
Got it.
professional life and personal life.
Very cool.
And I didn't realize he had surgery on his larynx, and he never recovered from it. And he played trumpet, and you were a trumpet player, you know,
Love,
back in your day. And
love.
you know, music's a beautiful thing. It is the universal language.
As you said, he
And
was a crazy cat, though. Like
he was, yeah,
got into wild stuff quite a lot.
lived a quote unquote rock star lifestyle with, like you said, a lot of stuff, a lot of heroin and cocaine, and but I mean, he was the man. It was a complete genius in every
He'd be
sense of
remembered
the
for his
term.
music.
So, yeah, that was an informative documentary. There was, of course, the Super Bowl. I had the pleasure to go over my aunt and uncle's to watch the game, and had a nice dinner. We had pasta. It was, you know, there wasn't any marinara on it. It had olive oil, a little garlic, which was good. It was angel hair pasta, and my aunt did a swell job. She made some chicken parm. It was your typical Italian dinner, and overall, I was very pleased, especially with the dessert. There was like this apple crumb cake, and I had a couple brews. Sat back and watched Tom Brady just perform his surgery.
Number
Just
seven, yeah.
number set. Oh my gosh, I was really rooting for Kansas
Unbelievable.
City, but you know, especially being an Eagles fan since we beat them back in 18, you know, that was, you know, monumental for the fan base, for the Eagle fan base. And, but I only saw like two quarters of the game and some change because it was kind of a foregone conclusion after the second half. But I mean, I'm sure it had good ratings and everything, and I was pleased with like the start of the game. There's a lot of intensity.
Yeah,
Uh,
first
so
half was the best half for sure.
absolutely, and a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. But our cousin Tyler kept emphasizing how the Bucks just had a balanced attack, and their run game was really setting up the pass, and like
Yep.
he kept on like stressing the point, and I mean he was absolutely right about it. Brady like ended up throwing for I don't know how many touchdowns, but he
Agree.
was able to have a lot of good opportunities for Gronk and Antonio Brown. I mean, you can't write a crazier story than that, Kyle. I don't know.
Real.
I mean, our man Gronk, fresh out of retirement, Antonio Brown, like these just
Straight out of the
outcasts.
nut house. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fascinating and pretty impressive. Like, everyone had said for such a long time that Brady's fantastic, but is he a system quarterback? Like,
I don't
is
think he is.
Belichick or is Tom Brady the true mastermind of the dynasty? And maybe we'll never know, but it clearly shows that Tom, even at 42,
Mm-hmm.
is the real deal. Like you said, they were slicing and dicing, and he got to basically like assemble his team. He's like, "Give me Gronk. Gronk comes. Hey, I'm going to vouch for Antonio Brown. He's been a bit of a dirt bag the past few places he's been, but I'll vouch for the guy. He'll live with me. Like he'll be focused. Bring him on." Leonard Fournette cut from everywhere. Yo, come on, we'll need you late in the season. And they just did it. Like they got hot at the right time. Defense was phenomenal. And I don't want to take anything away from the Chiefs because they're a great team, or especially Patrick Mahomes, because even on some of those incompletions and almost sacks, he was falling down and throwing the ball like 40 yards pinpoint. Like I've never seen anything like that. Like that
Typical
was
Pat
incredible.
Mahomes fashion. That's what
Yeah,
he does.
I mean,
He just ad
unbelievable.
libs.
So too bad, but great first half. Bit of a slow second half until the fourth quarter, but overall, I thought it was a pretty entertaining game,
I
and
agree.
that kind of leaves what might be the least foregone conclusion from the night, which is the weekend's performance. Where do we rate it compared to the great ones?
I don't know how to rate it. That's a very good question.
I
The
wouldn't put it in the great ones. I'd say it was a
I
good
agree.
performance. I enjoyed it, but it nearly wasn't like Michael Jackson. It wasn't like, U2. It wasn't like,
It wasn't like Creed in Dallas.
but man, even the Lady Gaga one a few years ago was insane, where she jumped off the roof
Oh
for
yeah,
like the J Lo one last year with Shakira.
that was pretty good.
That was more gratuitous, but I enjoyed it for that reason.
hmm I mean, it seems like there's always a recurring theme in those performances with the aerodynamics and the people with masks, and it could be me. I don't know, but Weekend, he's a very talented artist,
For sure.
and the fact that he sunk $7 million of his own money to uh, to make that performance. He invested $7 million of his own money to make that performance happen. For the halftime show,
Really?
and yeah, well, he'll be making that back absolutely through streams and.
So what did he do? Like, maybe I'm just out of the scoop, but like, I enjoy his music, but I don't really follow him as like an artist or as
Mhm.
as a personality. So what had he been doing, and what was this like $7 million?
Yeah, he yeah. So the weekend had a vision for like what his performance would look like yesterday, and uh, I mean, he just out of his own pocket, he just paid $7 million for the dancing, all the lights, the pyrotechnics. I guess he paid for that too. But did you happen to notice all the fireworks that went on throughout that performance? It was crazy. I don't know if he paid
Cool.
for that either, but I mean, the amount of smoke in the air, like throughout that whole. I don't remember there ever being enough, but I digress. Yeah, he. I mean, that's probably how much. That's how much he cares about his art form. I mean, more power to him. And I'm sure he is going to make it back. But I mean, that's him just having the desire to make his vision a reality. Um, but I mean, I was pleased overall. I would I would probably rate it like in comparison to the other performances, like right in the middle.
Yeah, those are not
I mean,
never
he has hits. I mean, and he was
not
scheduled for a reason. You know, he's
well,
a
no
big draw.
doubt. And that's the thing. You're never gonna have like a performer at the Super Bowl who doesn't have a deep catalog. Like
Hmm.
you have to have a bunch of songs everybody knows if you're gonna be in the Super Bowl. But yeah, it like I still can't get over that Michael Jackson one from the late '90s where he, I think he flew in on like a jetpack or something. Like it was insane. And then he
Hmm.
goes and he does his thing and it's dancing. And, you know, he's incredible.
Hmm.
Like you have to put up like those type of like you know monster choreographed type you know shindigs if you're gonna be truly remembered. And I did enjoy how like that big prop on the stage. You could go into the prop and on top of the prop and all that. And that was
Hmm.
pretty cool. But, like yeah, I mean I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it for
Absolutely. Yeah. So did I. And um, there was my voice audition that I did tell you about. It didn't really go as planned. I thought I had a good feeling before my audition that it was the one, and it ended up taking a little longer than I thought it would. My roommate Taylor filmed me, and I did sing the song "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran, and I I ended up just bagging like him filming me, and I actually filmed my own audition in this room. Like I put it on a selfie mode. Like it was a little bit of a pain, like trying to work the camera at first, and we were kind of like rushing it, and but like you said earlier, I mean the best thing to do is really to have something done in person because I don't know, there's
yeah.
just so much stuff
What a
going virtually.
ridiculous process from what you're telling me. Like because of COVID, you have to you know understandably. I'm not knocking the
Right.
pandemic. Like as a performer, your art, like in any art form, it's just now stacked against you because it's like, okay, it's going to be virtual. You don't have the benefit of, you know, instant response, emotional feedback, all that shit.
Hmm.
Uh, you, you have to deal with the internet and, you know, internet speed and connection and bandwidth. And then on top of that, you have to give your performance and ultimately a really good, like, you know, probably most people's best performance they've ever done for it to go right. So it's like it's just super high stakes, and it's not really fair. And you know, hopefully, you just stick with it, and you get your opportunity when it you know normalizes. You know.
Hmm. Yeah, with that, so there was that. But I did receive some good news today. Um, my parish in Washington, St. Joe's, is actually going to be reopening the weekend of February 21st. So I'm really
Yes.
happy about that. I am a member of the St. Joe's Choir, and I'm looking forward to getting back into singing for the congregations. So that's just the way God is. Opens, he closes doors and he opens them. So
Yep.
um,
Letting you get
that's something I'm really looking forward to. I got the email from my choir director, and she's a great woman, customer of Smith as well. So, um,
excellent. Even better.
yeah, um,
Serves the Lord and serves business.
that's it. Shout out to Shirley. You really made my day with that email. So, um, Valentine's Day is on the way, listeners,
It is.
campers, listeners, for that significant other. If you have any huge plans, you want to make sure you take your boyfriend, your girlfriend somewhere nice, to any restaurant or what have you. Take them to a movie. When I say movie, don't go to a movie theater. Okay, just
Whoa.
make sure you keep your distance. Make it something special, like I
Hey,
mean, put something on the TV, throw in a little Disney Plus action. Uh, get your significant other some chocolates. I know that sounds cheesy, but
yeah,
you don't want to get sick this
clap.
holiday season. I mean, we're much more aware of what's going on right now, and we say it in we say social distance till we're blue in the face, but we want things to be romantic, but at the same time, keep your distance, people.
You know what, Chris?
That's my little bit on Valentine's Day.
I bet you this is a bit of a bold statement, but I'm going to say it anyway. I bet you that for the majority of Americans and even the majority of couples, that's probably the average Valentine's Day for people anyway, dude.
Hmm.
Just sitting on, throwing on the Netflix or the Disney Plus and just chilling with your gal or just vegging out, dude.
The more
Like,
casual, the better. I mean, there's no shame in it. I won't judge you. Shit, I don't have a Valentine. But that's just my bit of advice for the upcoming holiday. So happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
happy Valentine's
Campers everywhere. Spread love, peace, joy.
Day.
God
Yeah.
bless. All right. And what else we got going on? Merchandise. So, I am looking into viewing some blueprints for the podcast, and they will be shown via the Instagram page. Follow us, Cousin Camp Podcast, and we are on YouTube. This is being done via Zoom, and we do have our streaming platforms: the Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. They are the host. Anchor, Spotify, they go hand in hand. Um, but it was a pleasure. This was a very good episode for coming up. This is breaking news to my for my co-host. I am going to do everything in my power to interview my coworker, Mr. Gary Albanese. He
Oh,
is a vintage vehicle extraordinaire, car guru, commercial sales consultant at Smith Motor Company. So stay tuned for that.
very cool.
Yeah, so today is Monday. We are going to try to record this Tuesday tomorrow. Tomorrow is the ninth on Tuesday. So the 9th of February. But yeah, it was a very good episode, Colin. Any closing words for the campers?
Man, just keep on keeping on. Number one, that's the best advice I could possibly give. But number two, just have a great week. I think all of us are just ready to keep taking 2021 by the horns. Um, a lot of good things ahead. I just think February is going to be a good month. Um, if you're a fan of numbers, it's basically the perfect month because the month started. I think it was Saturday the 1st, right? Um, let me check that. No, it started on Monday the 1st.
Monday, yeah. I should have known that because my
I should,
birthday was
we
June
all should have known.
22nd.
I should have known that instantly. And then it ends on a Sunday, so that way March is going to start on Monday the 1st too, which is like pretty rare. Doesn't happen too often. A little fun Fitz fact of the day. But yeah, just everyone keep on having good times, sending the positive energy from the cousin camp, and subscribe, like, and we'll talk to you soon.
Very good. And Colin did mention that we should grab 2021 by the horns. And with that being said, Colin, I have a little gift for the campers, for our YouTube audience. Boom!
Nice Longhorn shirt,
Hook 'em horns.
baby. We need all the help after that loss this weekend.
Yep. All right. Closing quote. Quote of the podcast. You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm sorry, I completely messed that quote up.
Hey, that's a
You can
good
do anything.
quote.
You can do anything you want to do as long as you put your mind to it. That's in the words of my uncle and godfather, Mr. Jeff Smith. So
Oh,
that's the quote of the podcast. God bless everyone.
God bless. Uncle Jeff. You too.